Aquarius. 8 directions that bring peace without losing freedom. Freedom has always been your oxygen, Aquarius. It is the one thing you protect above almost everything else, the one thing you refuse to negotiate away no matter the cost. But here is the question that has been quietly forming inside you, the one you may not have spoken out loud yet. Can you have peace and freedom at the same time? Because for so long, those two things felt like they belonged to different lives. Peace seemed to require settling down, following rules, fitting into boxes that were never built for someone like you. And freedom seemed to demand constant movement, constant rebellion, constant resistance to anything that tried to hold you in one place. But what if that was never the truth? What if peace and freedom are not opposites at all, but partners? What if the deepest peace you will ever know comes not from stillness alone, but from the freedom to be exactly who you are without apology? These 8 directions are about finding that balance, that sacred middle ground where your soul can rest without your spirit feeling caged. Direction 1. The first direction that brings peace without losing freedom is the practice of choosing your commitments with fierce honesty. For much of your life, you avoided commitments because they felt like chains. The moment something started to require consistency, obligation, or predictability, a part of you wanted to run. Not because you are irresponsible or flighty, but because you sensed correctly that the wrong commitments would suffocate you. But here is the shift that changes everything. Not all commitments are the same. Some commitments cage you, yes. They drain your energy, limit your growth, and force you into patterns that do not align with who you are becoming. But other commitments, the right ones, actually expand your freedom. When you commit to something that truly matters to you, something that reflects your deepest values and desires, that commitment becomes a vessel for your freedom rather than a limitation of it. Think about it. When you commit to your health, you gain the freedom of a body that carries you without pain. When you commit to a creative practice, you gain the freedom of expression that brings your inner world to life. When you commit to the right relationship, you gain the freedom of being fully known and loved for exactly who you are. The key is honesty. Brutal, beautiful honesty about what you truly want versus what you think you should want. When you stop saying yes to obligations that do not serve your soul, you create space for the commitments that actually set you free. This is the first direction toward peace, Aquarius, and it begins with the courage to be selective about where you place your precious energy. Not everything deserves your yes, and the sooner you embrace that truth, the sooner peace finds its way to your doorstep. Direction 2. The second direction is learning to find peace within movement, rather than searching for it in stillness alone. The traditional idea of peace involves sitting quietly, meditating in a serene room, removing all stimulation until the mind grows calm. And while that works for some people, it has never quite worked for you, has it? Your mind is electric. It moves constantly, jumping from idea to idea, connecting things that others cannot see, imagining futures that do not yet exist. Asking that mind to simply stop is like asking a river to freeze mid-flow. It can happen, but it is not natural and it does not last. So instead of fighting your nature, embrace it. Find peace in movement. Find it in the act of walking without a destination, letting your feet carry you wherever curiosity leads. Find it in the flow state that comes when you are deeply absorbed in a project that excites you, when time dissolves and the world falls away and all that exists is the work and the joy of doing it. Find it in conversation with someone who stimulates your mind, where ideas bounce back and forth like electricity, and you leave feeling more alive than when you arrived. Peace does not have to look like a monk on a mountain, Aquarius. For you, peace might look like a mind that is fully engaged, fully alive, fully free to explore without judgment or restriction. When you stop trying to make your peace look like everyone else's, you discover that it has been there all along, hiding in plain sight within the very movement and energy that makes you who you are. Your restlessness is not the enemy of your peace. It is the landscape through which your peace moves, and once you see that, everything changes. Direction 3. The third direction is the practice of releasing people without releasing love. This is one of the most challenging lessons for any sign, but especially for you. Because when you love with a depth and intensity that surprises even you. You may present a calm, detached exterior to the world, but inside, the bonds you form are fierce and profound. And when those bonds need to be broken, whether through natural growth, changed circumstances, or simple incompatibility, the pain can be devastating. But here is what you are learning now, in this season of your life. Letting someone go does not mean the love was wasted. It does not mean the connection was meaningless. It does not mean you failed. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for another person, and for yourself, is to release the grip and allow both of you to continue your separate journeys. This release is not abandonment. It is freedom. Freedom for them to become who they need to become without your expectations shaping their path. Freedom for you to grow into the next version of yourself without being held back by a connection that has served its purpose. The love remains, Aquarius. It always remains. It just changes form. It becomes gratitude for what was shared, compassion for the human experience, and wisdom about what you truly need in your connections going forward. When you learn to let people go while keeping the love, you discover a peace that is almost impossible to describe. It is the peace of someone who knows that love is not a finite resource that gets used up when relationships end. Love is infinite, and it flows through you regardless of who stays and who goes. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Direction 4. The fourth direction is the art of building a life that reflects your inner world. Most people build their external lives first and then try to adjust their inner world to match. They choose careers based on money or prestige, homes based on what looks impressive, relationships based on what society approves of. And then they spend years in therapy trying to understand why they feel so disconnected from their own existence. You, Aquarius, have the rare opportunity to do it differently. You have always sensed that the external world should be a mirror of the internal one, not the other way around. And now, with the clarity that comes from decades of experience, you are finally in a position to make that vision real. This means making choices that might confuse other people. It means choosing a simpler life if simplicity is what your soul craves, even when the world tells you to accumulate more. It means pursuing interests that have no obvious financial return, but fill you with a sense of purpose and aliveness that money could never buy. It means decorating your space, structuring your days, choosing your activities based on one single criterion. Does this feel like me? When your outer life reflects your inner truth, a remarkable thing happens. The tension you have been carrying for years, that subtle but constant feeling that something is off, begins to dissolve. You stop performing and start living. You stop maintaining an image and start expressing a reality. And in that expression, in that alignment between who you are inside and how you live outside, peace arrives naturally, effortlessly, as if it had been waiting all along for you to simply be yourself. This is not selfishness, Aquarius. This is the most authentic form of living, and it creates ripples of inspiration for everyone who witnesses it. Direction 5. The fifth direction is the willingness to be misunderstood without defending yourself. You have spent a significant portion of your life explaining yourself to people, justifying your choices, defending your perspective, trying to make others see the world through your unique lens. And while that impulse comes from a genuine place, from your desire for authentic connection and mutual understanding, it has also been exhausting. Because the truth is, some people will never understand you. Not because they are bad people or because you are too complex, but because their framework for understanding the world simply does not include a category for someone like you. And that is okay. More than okay, it is liberating. When you release the need to be understood by everyone, you reclaim an enormous amount of energy that was being spent on a battle you could never fully win. That energy can now be redirected toward the things that actually matter to you. Your creative projects, your meaningful relationships, your personal growth, your contribution to the world. Peace comes when you stop fighting for recognition and start resting in self-knowledge. You know who you are. You know why you make the choices you make. You know the values that guide your life and the vision that pulls you forward. That knowing is enough. It does not need to be validated by every person you encounter. Let them wonder. Let them misread you. Let them construct their own stories about who you are and why you do what you do. Those stories are theirs, not yours. Your story is the one you live every single day. And it is a story of courage, independence, and quiet, unwavering authenticity. When you stop explaining and start simply being, the peace that floods in is unlike anything external approval could ever provide. Direction 6. The sixth direction is the decision to stop waiting for perfect conditions before allowing yourself to feel at peace. This is a trap you have fallen into more times than you can count, Aquarius. The idea that peace is something that arrives after all the problems are solved, after all the questions are answered, after all the pieces fall into place. You have told yourself, consciously or not, that you will be at peace when you find the right partner, when you achieve the right career milestone, when you heal the right wound, when you reach the right level of financial security. But those goalposts keep moving, do they not? Every time you reach one, another appears in the distance, promising that real peace is just a little further down the road. The sixth direction asks you to step off that road entirely. It asks you to consider the radical possibility that peace is available to you right now, in this exact moment, with all its imperfections and uncertainties and unresolved questions. Peace is not a destination you arrive at. It is a choice you make. It is the decision to breathe fully even when things are messy. It is the willingness to smile at the beauty of an ordinary moment, even when extraordinary problems demand your attention. It is the understanding that life will never be perfectly arranged, and that waiting for perfection is just another form of self-denial. You deserve peace now. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when everything is figured out. Now. And the freedom in that realization is staggering, because it means that peace is no longer contingent on circumstances you cannot control. It is something you carry within you, something that belongs to you regardless of what the external world is doing. Some people watch, others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting, it's about moving. Direction 7. The seventh direction is the practice of honoring your need for solitude without guilt. You are a deeply social sign in many ways, Aquarius. You care about humanity, about community, about connection. But you also have a profound need for solitude that can sometimes feel at odds with those social instincts. You worry that wanting to be alone makes you selfish, that retreating from the world means you are failing in your responsibilities to the people who need you. But this worry is based on a misunderstanding. Solitude is not selfishness. It is maintenance. It is the time your soul requires to process everything it has absorbed, to sort through the emotions and ideas and energies you have collected from the world, and to return to the essential core of who you are. Without solitude, you become scattered. You lose yourself in the needs and expectations of others. You start making decisions based on external pressure rather than internal truth. And when that happens, you are of no real use to anyone, least of all yourself. So honor that need, Aquarius. Give yourself permission to disappear for a while, to close the door, to turn off the phone, to sit in the blessed quiet of your own company without any obligation to be productive or social or anything at all. These moments of solitude are not wasted time. They are the most valuable time you have, because they are the moments when you reconnect with the source of your strength, your creativity, and your peace. The people who truly love you will understand. They will welcome you back from your solitude refreshed and whole, knowing that the time you spent alone made you a better, more present, more loving version of yourself. And if someone cannot understand your need for solitude, that tells you something important about whether they belong in your life at all. Direction 8. The eighth and final direction is the recognition that freedom and peace are both inside jobs. You have spent years looking for freedom in external circumstances, in the ability to travel, to change plans, to live without restriction, to break rules that did not serve you. And while all of those things have their place, the deepest freedom you will ever know has nothing to do with what you can or cannot do in the physical world. The deepest freedom is the freedom of a mind that is no longer at war with itself. It is the freedom that comes when you stop judging yourself for who you are, stop criticizing yourself for what you have not yet achieved, stop comparing your journey to anyone else's. It is the freedom of full, radical self-acceptance. And peace, real peace, lives in that same internal space. It is not about having a perfect life. It is about having a peaceful relationship with the life you have. It is about looking at your reflection with all its imperfections, all its scars, all its beautiful complexity, and saying with complete sincerity, "This is enough. I am enough. This moment is enough." When you arrive at that place, Aquarius, when freedom and peace merge into a single, seamless experience of being alive, something magical happens. The world stops feeling like something you need to escape from or conquer. It becomes something you participate in fully and joyfully, from a place of wholeness rather than lack. You move through your days not as someone desperately seeking peace or frantically protecting freedom, but as someone who carries both within them like a flame that cannot be extinguished. This is the direction your soul has been moving toward for your entire life. And you are closer to it now than you have ever been. Trust that. Feel it. Let it settle into your bones and inform every choice you make from this moment forward. You have two options after this video: close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.